6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining, and they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the final TSP Wagers. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks on Stacks. Lats here as always with my man, Mr. Big Ballin' Ben Larson.
Sound good?
Sir.
How you doing tonight?
Not too bad. Cannot complain because tomorrow is Friday.
Damn,
Friday.
I'm surprised you didn't take off the day after Cinco de Mayo, Ben. That seems like a good holiday to take the day off after.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. I've been drinking crazy, no tequila or margaritas tonight. So, you know, it is what it is. Didn't even have a taco today.
Oh, man.
I know.
Dude. What
It
kind of
is.
gringo are you, man?
What about you? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm doing phenomenal, actually. Phenomenal day, phenomenal evening. And you know, it started off yesterday, Ben. Like yesterday was the gambling gods had it out for me, dude. I was coming off 3 scorching hot days, and my day starts off Pirates first 5 money line. The Pirates go up 2-0 in the top of the 5th inning, and the Tigers come up to bat. 1 out. Tigers have runner on 2nd and 3rd, and 2 errors lead to 3 runs for the Tigers. So the Tigers take the first 5 money line, and I was like, this is how today is going to go. And that is how yesterday went. But huge bounce back today. And today they had my back because I had the New York Metropolitans plus 145 on the money line, and they were down 7-1 heading into the top of the 9th. And they scored 7 runs to win the game. So when I tell y'all that sports gambling is an up and down kind of thing, sometimes things bounce your way and sometimes they don't. That is a perfect example. Yesterday, 2 errors lead to me losing. Today, 7 runs in the top of the 9th. 99% chance for the Phillies to cover heading into the 9th inning, and they did not cover.
Yeah, I saw live bets were at 60-1.
Honestly, that was pretty low, dude. I thought they would be like 100-1 or something.
Yeah.
Like, because that's not even 60-1. Like, wouldn't even entice me in this 7-run deficit or 6-run deficit. Like, that's crazy. And with 3 outs to go,
I mean, plus 6,000. That wouldn't entice me really at all. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, like the odds were you had literally like 0.05% chance of winning that bet, dude. Like that's a fucking lottery ticket if you took that, dude. That's what that was.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was man, incredible top of the 9th, man. And the Mets are a fucking good team, dude. Like, they showed total resilience, dude. They only had 3 hits heading into the inning, dude.
Yikes.
and they ended up with like 12 hits.
Yikes.
It was just incredible, man. But that's how it goes, dude. That's how it goes.
Yep. I see you're drinking something.
I am drinking something. But I also want to talk about one more thing before I get to this, because it's something I'm not usually into, and it's the NHL playoffs, man. Like, they have been great, dude. We had that triple overtime game, Rangers, Penguins, and they've just been so intense, dude. Like, the games have just been great. We got 2 games or 1 game in overtime right now, Colorado, Nashville. And potentially this Calgary-Dallas game could go to overtime. Calgary, 28 shots on goal, 0 goals right now, dude.
Yep. Yeah, still 1-0, right?
Yeah, 1-0 Dallas. They're 1 goal off the Joe Pavelski goal. But also, my team won today, Ben. My hockey team, the Florida Panthers, baby.
I'm telling you don't really have to worry too much about that.
Joe Thornton.
Yep.
So hopefully he gets that cup this year, man. I'm really hoping for him. But yeah, man, the NHL playoffs have been great, man. I've been tuning in. I've had it on one screen at least, you know, along with NBA and MLB. And that's something like, you know, I haven't watched playoff hockey in fucking since the Sharks were in it, you know what I mean? Like, that's not usually my thing.
And shit, take the over. All of these games so far have been going over. It's
See, but
been
that's crazy
crazy.
because I went 2-0 in my first two NHL playoff bets, and one of them was an under, and it hit with ease. And then I also had Blues money line, and then yesterday I played Carolina Boston under because like they're the two top 4 defensive teams in hockey, and like Boston had only scored 1 goal in 4 games against Carolina throughout the season. And then Carolina proceeds to put up like 4 goals in 2 periods. I was like, "Oh, great, dude! This is how it's gonna go." And of course,
up 5-2. Yeah,
the over hit in that one.
Yep.
So I mean, it's kind of been like a little up and down, dude. Like last night, dude. Kings, Edmonton Oilers over under 6.5. The Oilers put up 6 goals. Kings.
Oh, was it
none.
6.5? Really?
Yeah, it closed 6.5.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty high for the Kings Oilers, but
you think so? Because the Oilers score a lot.
yeah, but the Kings don't. Kings are they've got a good defensive team, so
put up 4 goals against the Oilers the night before that, or the game before that.
Yeah. I figured it was going to be at like 5.5.
Yeah, I should have taken it under. I didn't. Took it over, and 6 goals, man. That was my day yesterday, bro. I'm telling you, it was just a
pretty one.
A bad day today. We're bouncing back though, and we're gonna prepare y'all for tomorrow's slate. Friday. Today is Cinco de Mayo. We are live and direct, being brought to you by Devour. Make sure to go to devour.com or download the Devour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code Taproom for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more.
Yep.
And I'm drinking a nice cold beer, Ben. What are you sipping on right now?
I'm sipping on a new one. I haven't tried this one before. It's from Street Water Brewing Company, and they are out of Atlanta, Georgia, and this is called the 420 Imperial IPA.
Ooh, 420 on Cinco de Mayo.
9.1%. So it's a very strong IPA, and yeah, it talks about having aromas of mango, peach, pineapple, citrus, and pine. I don't smell any of that. Not a single bit of this. So it's going to be interesting. So far, I've taken 2 sips, and meh.
Just meh?
Yeah, meh.
All right. Well, hopefully it gets better as it goes on, because some beers have the tendency to do that. I'm sipping on a Big Dog Brewing Company Pale Ale tonight. Kind of changing it up a little bit from my normal go-to. I actually have like some nice double IPAs sitting in the fridge. I probably should have pulled one of those out, but I was already sipping on this one. So
there we go.
Sunday Taproom Sports. I'll be drinking 2 fine craft beers. You definitely want to tune into that. And as you've heard all week, if you've tapped into all our shows, and if you haven't, you will be hearing this for the first time. This is the final TSP wagers. This week was the final week for all of our shows. Next week, we are literally just going to be doing the Taproom Sports podcast Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights. It'll be rotation between myself, Ben, and Eddie, and we will literally be talking news for the day and updates, bad beats and such. And then we will be jumping into previewing games for the next day. And once we head into football, it'll be very football oriented, but we will keep y'all, updated and ready to go for the next day, get you some good knowledge to make your bets and head to the window and cash some tickets all year long. So right now, obviously, we're in the NHL playoffs, we're in the NBA playoffs, and we're in technically still the first month, because we started a little late this year for baseball, but
7th, yeah.
But we are, we're really getting into the thick things of the Major League Baseball season. So let's start it off there, Ben. Let's start it off with Major League Baseball today. And the game we chose right before we came on was the Chicago White Sox against the Boston Red Sox. The Chicago White Sox are sending Vince Velasquez to the hill. He's 1-2 on the year with a 4.58 ERA. He will be opposing Nathan Eovaldi, who's 1-0 with a 2.51 ERA. Chicago are the underdogs right now, plus 157 on the road. Boston minus 167 favorites. Over under is sitting at 8.5 right now.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on this game, first of all?
Initially, I want to take I don't know, maybe over under sitting at 8.5, you said?
8.5.
Yeah, initially I want to take the first half over. Both of these pitchers have kind of been struggling runs wise. I mean, Vince Velasquez he's gotten through 5 2/3 once. And other than that, he's gone 4 innings, 4 2/3, and 3 1/3, and has let up a lot of runs. And these are, this is against teams that don't necessarily have, or at least are known for big bats. So he's been letting up a lot of hits, a lot of runs, and a lot of earned runs here. So I really like that. You look at Eovaldi, and he hasn't been as bad, but he's still. I mean, his first two, I guess, his more recent starts, he's been able to go a little bit more distance, but he's been kind of struggling a little bit, with hits and runs. I'd also probably take Nathan Eovaldi and and the Red Sox for the first 5.
Yeah.
And overall, I mean, this really could just be a it could be, say, maybe a White Sox win.
Oof.
Probably a Boston win here.
That's pretty bold strategy. Initially when I looked at this, Ben, my first thought was under 8.5 because Boston is going under well over 60% this year, 8-17-1 on the overs. So I mean, they're under way more than half the time. Like, they are consistently under. And in their last 16 games, they've gone under 11 times in those games, dude. So they're hitting unders pretty frequently. Also, the White Sox are hitting the under a lot. 4 of their last 6 games have gone under, and their offense has been kind of stagnant this year. One thing that was very interesting that I was looking at today, or last night when I was doing my handicaps for my games today, there isn't a single team this year averaging over 5 runs a game. Not a single team.
I mean, I don't want to say that's pretty common.
No, it's not. It's only happened one time in the last 30 years, and that was 2014. It's very uncommon. There's usually 2 to 4 teams that average over 5 runs a game.
5 runs a game? Wow, that's pretty high.
It is, but like usually we have a few great offensive teams, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So one thing I've been learning this year, and I've kind of obviously there's a lot of factors that go into a baseball game. There's not one stat or one analytic that is going to be the tell-all be-all. But one stat I found very interesting this season, and I've literally been betting off of it for the last few days, and I've been hitting like over 60% of my games, is hard hit rate for both offense and the opposing pitcher. Mm-hmm. And when you take the team with the hard that if you take a team that has a very hard hit rate, like over 45%, and you put them up against a pitcher who has a very hard hit rate allowed, the team that has the hard hit rate is cashing almost every time. My only loss in this was the Blue Jays against the Yankees the other night when Kikuchi was on the mound. Kikuchi came into the game 405th in the league in hard hit rate opponent average, and he ended up like carving up the Yankees, dude. Yeah. I mean, it's rare, but every other game has basically it's been true. Like, there's been a lot of hard hit balls, and today, Tigers, Astros, Urquidy's on the mound against the Tigers. If you watch that game, like, yeah, the Tigers didn't score against him, but dude, they had like at least 10 loud outs, like that were just right at the fucking opposing team. And if it's the averages are on your side, you know what I mean? If you hit the ball hard. Yeah. So it's definitely something that I've been looking at. If you look at this game, Vince Velasquez is literally the bottom 10% of the league in opponent hard hit rate. He's allowing over 49% of his pitches to be hit hard, whether it's an out or not. 49%, dude. That's a very high rate, dude. It's like very high. Yeah. And he has a 10% barrels per plate appearance. So he's allowing a lot of hard contact, dude, and that's not going to bode well against a lot of teams. And Boston, on the flip side, you know, they're kind of middle of the pack in hard hit rate this year. Or actually, they've moved up after today, even though they lost today. Where are they at? Where I just saw them. Boston, 13th in the league in hard hit rate. 40% of their hits are being hit what is considered hard, which is 95 miles per hour or higher off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, well, before we get to that, like I agree with that sentiment, but I want to move back to this over under, because the way that we're looking at stats and the way that we've been focusing on stats has been the home and away teams. And when we look at what is happening when Chicago is away and when Boston is at home, it's a completely different story than what's happening when Chicago is at home and Boston's away. So I think we definitely need to take that into effect, because yes, you're right. Boston's over under is 8-17-1, but when they're away, they're 4-11-1. When they're at home, they're 4-6, overs hitting 4 times, unders hitting 6. Flip side on the White Sox, when they're at home, they're 4-8-1, hitting the over, but when they're away, they're 6-4-1.
Well, let's look at
they're
where
hitting the ball a lot better when they're on the road.
Well, let's first look at where they've played. Who have the White Sox played on the road? Do you have that?
Yeah, let me pull it up. On the road, they have played the Cubs, the Twins, the Guardians.
Okay, well, Wrigley Field
and the Tigers.
Wrigley Field and Coors Field have been playing, they play offense heavy because the winds in Wrigley have been blowing out. And we've seen the Cubs put up 21 runs in a game at Wrigley this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty odd. And then they played the Guardians and who else?
The Twins and the Tigers.
Interesting. I mean, Twins Field is pretty pitcher friendly. So is the Tigers is a hit or miss. I mean, it's been cold in a lot of these places, so no matter what, it's been a little tough. I would also say this though too, Ben, is Eovaldi. He's good at Fenway. 1.93 ERA this year, and last year, his ERA at home was very good too. Remember, he faced off against Garrett Cole in the 1-game wild card and outdueled Cole. Like, this is a guy that plays well at Fenway, and he's been good this year. He just doesn't have any wins to show for it because the Red Sox kind of fucking suck.
Yeah.
Home ERA last year 3.47 compared to 4.21 on the road. So this guy is definitely a better home starter.
Okay. Yeah, he's only pitched once at home this year.
Only once. Toronto. Yeah. And Toronto's a good offensive team.
Yeah, 7 hits. They just couldn't get anybody in. And they're in the 4 2/3 innings.
Yeah, we'll talk about that some other time.
Story about their life.
Toronto's like one of the worst teams with and hitting with runners in scoring position. But
yeah,
I mean, that's part of the game. The one thing I would say here is that, or not one thing, one of many things, is I think both these teams definitely have some flaws to them. I would say the Red Sox biggest flaw is they're the 5th worst bullpen in baseball. 4.5 ERA, 26 games. They've allowed 54 earned runs, dude. Their bullpen has. So their bullpen hasn't been good. And we saw it today against the Angels and yesterday. Both games, the bullpen kind of blew those games. So I think if you're going to play Boston, you want to play them first 5.
Mm-hmm. And I'd go minus half a run.
Yeah, I would play that minus half a run too, especially with Vince Velasquez. I would actually, I don't know if I was gonna play a team in the full game, I would probably lean the White Sox here. But at the same time, it's like, dude, the White Sox haven't been like lighting the world on fire.
They haven't. They should be, but they haven't.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. I want to look at their team hitting real quick. Let's see where they're at amongst the league. So runs scored, they are
27th.
27th in the league, dude.
Yeah.
That is fucking terrible.
I mean, but Boston not much better.
Yeah,
They're 24th.
they aren't much better. That's true.
Yeah.
Only thing... Oh, I'm sorry. Batting average 25th in the league at 221, Ben, and OPS. Let's see what their OPS rank is. OPS, they're at 24th in the league, 631. And you're right, dude. Boston isn't. They're pretty much worse or at the same level. So, I mean, given the odds here, if I'm getting plus money, plus 157, I'll probably lay it on Chicago. I don't think Boston has any right to be a 167 favorite. But I do like Boston minus the half a run first 5. And I would honestly lean the over here for sure.
Yeah.
Because Chicago, this is a crazy thing, is like Vince Velasquez sucks, but the White Sox bullpen, 3.48 ERA, they're 13th in the league. And then you got Boston's bullpen, which is, towards the bottom of the league, 5th worst bullpen in baseball.
Yeah.
But then you have Vince Velasquez, who sucks, and you got Nathan Eovaldi, who's good.
Yeah.
So I think it's the only way to play it. I would play the plus 157 full game. I would play the first 5 minus a half a run Red Sox. And then if I were to take the over-under, I'd probably play the over here.
Yeah, over 4 in the first 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd take that over the 8.5 for the full game.
I kind of like the over 8.5 better because the Red Sox bullpen fucking stinks, dude.
That's true. That's true. And you got a, big relief pitcher in Joe Kelly on the 10-day IL for Chicago.
And last 2 games, Ben, the bullpen has given up 11 runs in 2 games.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
Not
so maybe
good.
that full.
Yeah, I think we got to take that full game.
Okay.
All right, let's move over to our NHL game for the night, which is going to be the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sorry if you see me looking to the left, it's because I have multiple screens up and I'm like looking at 1,000 different things. So I apologize.
That's why I always look up. So you're good.
But the Toronto Maple Leafs, they are heading into Amalie Arena in Tampa Bay. They'll be facing the Lightning, obviously. Toronto's minus 105, slight underdog against Tampa Bay, who's the favorite at minus 115. Over under is 6.5 right now, Ben. What's your thoughts on this one?
I mean, first I would go with Tampa Bay money line. Great value there, sitting at that. What was it, minus 115? Yes, they did lose that first game handily, but to come back strong and win 5-3 kind of really showed what type of team this is. And big part of that is their penalty kill and their power play. If you look at Tampa Bay's power play right now, they are scoring at 25%. So 1 out of every 4 power plays that they get. Flip side with Toronto, they're shooting at 10%, which is Toronto at 25 is 6th in the playoffs, and Tampa Bay at 25 is 6th in the playoffs. Toronto at 10% is 13th overall. But then we really got to go over to the penalty kill. Right now, Tampa Bay is killing 90% of their power plays against a really good regular season power play team. Flip side, Toronto is 75% penalty kill, which is not great. Decent for the regular season, kind of in the lower half, 11th overall in the playoffs here. So I'm definitely leaning that minus 115 Tampa Bay. I think that's great value for this game. And, they just have that veteran presence. They have, that history of coming up big in the playoff hockey, which is, a good history to have. And flip side, Toronto, not so much.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we knew this was going to be a tough series. Like, this wasn't going to be a series where either team was going to just walk through the park, right?
Yeah.
Totally expected Tampa Bay to bounce back after they got blown the fuck out in game 1, 5-0. Yeah. But yes, Tampa Bay's experience. Yes, they have the championship pedigree, but this team is not as good as they were last year. And Toronto is a good team, dude. And Austin Matthews is one of the best players in the league this season.
Yeah, but you can't do everything with one player.
You can't, but I mean, they were able to do it in game 1. So what's to say they aren't going to do it now? You know what I mean? Honestly, my favorite play of this game is the over 6.5 because both these teams score a lot, and both these teams give. Well, I guess Tampa is near the top of the league, but I still almost give up 3 goals a game, and Toronto gives up a shit ton of goals a game. That's really their biggest issue. So the fact that they were able to shut them out in the first game, I thought was pretty big. Yeah. But then you even look at their last 3 matchups this year, they're going over 7 goals a game. And then you even add in all their matchups this season, they're going over 7 goals a game. So I mean, these are 2 teams that only one start this season, only one game this season has these 2 teams gone under 6.5. So I think playing that 6.5 is pretty solid bet, dude. Because I expect both these teams to score. I think it's going to be a little bit closer. There's no value on the plus 1.5, obviously.
Yeah.
But I still think Toronto's going to win this series, dude. I picked them to win this series, and I'm going to stick with it. They may lose this game. I don't know. I think this is kind of a game that I would bet in-game more than anything. Mm-hmm. But I do like that over 6.5 goals.
I think you're crazy for taking Toronto to win the series, but
not at all, man. The times are changing, man. The guard is changing, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Told you, the guard is changing.
I don't think Tampa Bay is going to go deep, but I definitely think it's going to be another first round exit for the Leafs. So I'm going to take the minus 115 here. I do like your over. These are, 2 teams that don't allow a lot of goals, which is the difficult part, but they do score a lot of goals. Both of these teams are sitting at 2.5 goals per game, goals against average per game. So that's the little bit of a difficult part there. But they do score over 3. So I think with the history that we have, I'll go with that over 6.5. Just from this season, but I think that's one that would be a live bet for me.
The over under.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that over. That's the only thing I would take in game. I mean, honestly, like Circa has this game plus 107 for the Maple Leafs. I'd probably take that plus money and just throw some money on it and then hedge my bet in the game. But I do like that over. I think that's the only thing I like in this game.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we done with hockey like that?
I think so.
All right.
I think so.
All right.
I mean, I think you could put some money on, individual player goals. I think you could, definitely put something on Matthews, Stamkos, probably Marner, probably Hedman, to have points. I don't know how much value you'd get as a, single prop bet there, but Nikita Kucherov as well. He's got 10 points. You've got Stamkos with 5 goals, Hedman with 7 assists. Flip side, Toronto's got
this head-to-head matchup this year.
Yeah,
okay.
Just in these last 2 games.
Oh shit! You said he had how many points?
10 points.
How? Because Tampa didn't even score.
Last 5 games. Last 5 games.
I was gonna say because Tampa didn't even score game 1. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Last 5 games that they've played. So Matthews has 9 points in those 5 games, 4 goals, 5 assists. Mitch Marner is a +7.
Yeah, I think if there's any props you play for Toronto, it's got to be Austin Matthews. But I can't imagine the value is too great, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I mean, obviously the books are gonna know that everyone's betting him.
Yeah.
I feel like
you'll still get good value if you go goals.
I feel like hockey player props are like the hardest to. Well, I mean, then again, I'm not a big hockey guy, obviously, but
yeah,
I feel like they're a little tougher.
Shot bets are definitely fun to do in hockey games.
Yeah, but even those are tough because like Ovechkin's shots be like over under 6.
Yeah, Ovechkin's usually around the 5, but you're right. Yeah,
it's like hella high.
Take a snapshot of the last 5 games they've played, get a good average from there, and see.
I think I also have to weigh it against their like their season average too, because obviously there's going to be regressions to the mean, but a season gives you a pretty wide whatchamacallit, you know.
Outlook overview.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That. All right, let's move on to our NBA games. So we are in the midst of the semifinals. I don't really love either of these games. To be honest, I haven't loved them all series because they've been heavy favorites, and both favorites they've covered every game this series. Definitely want to stay away from that Sixer series. No Joel Embiid. And Miami's laying 4 points, so that's a game I'm not even gonna touch. I'll probably play it in game, but let's talk about this Phoenix Suns versus Dallas Mavericks matchup. So Phoenix is up 2-0. They're heading into American Airlines Center to face the Dallas Mavericks. And right now, Phoenix, it is a pick 'em. So
Yep.
this, I feel like the books got this wrong because they have Phoenix as a 6.5 point favorite. So basically, they're saying Phoenix's home court is worth, 3.5 points. I think they kind of overvalued home court here. What's your thoughts on this game? Over under 219.5. Both games have gone way over, by the way.
Yeah.
They've landed about 216, closed 218 in game 2 and went way over. Yeah. Totally. I mean, first of all, I thought Dallas was going to be a lot better defensively. Dallas was a top 3 defensive team all season long, and I mean, they've just been fucking. They allowed Phoenix to shoot like 50% last game, Ben.
Yeah. Well, and I was, I've been paying attention to this series. I've, been watching the first 2 games, and, something that, really is evident is that Luka is just trying to do way too much, and
He
needs
has
to
to
get
though.
that. Yeah, I know, but he needs to get that team involved. And until that happens, I don't even think they're going to be coming close. I mean, they lost game 2 by 20 points. They lost game 1 by 7. And it's just, I don't see anybody, stopping this offensive firepower of CP3 and Booker. Then throw Ayton into there. You've got a, kind of 3-headed monster that just, with the way that they've been shooting, don't miss. And I just don't see how, like, everything can change for Dallas for them to just make a complete 180 from, what they've showed us in the first 2 games.
Yeah. I think Phoenix unlocks something, dude, and I don't know if Dallas has the personnel to make the changes they need to win this game. And we saw in game 2, Phoenix went on a 20-2 run, and literally every single possession they were just attacking Luka Doncic with Devin Booker and Chris Paul, and they have to keep Luka on the floor because he's their best offensive player. But really, the biggest thing is that they don't have a true rim protector on Dallas, which really hurts them because if they do switch up on Luka and Luka gets beat, they have no one to clean it up at the rim. So really, Devin Booker and Chris Paul are getting whatever the fuck they want. Yeah. They're getting layups. They're getting fucking mid-range jumpers with uncontested. Like, they're just doing whatever they want once they get Luka on the switch. Yeah. And unfortunately, I just don't think Dallas has the personnel to make that switch because game 1, DeAndre Ayton went off for 25 points. Yeah. He didn't even have a good game last game, and they fucking blew him out of the water.
Yeah.
So it's like Phoenix just has this ability to play multiple different styles. Dallas wanted to take them small. Phoenix obliged. They went small, and they went on a 20-2 run.
Yep.
So at this point, like, I don't see any possible way that Dallas can, unless they go remarkably like 80% from 3. Like, that's the only way they're going to win a game in this series. I think this is going to be a sweep.
Yeah.
I love Dallas at the pick'em. I think this is great value.
Yeah, Phoenix.
I'm sorry. I think Phoenix at a pick'em is stupid value. They were -6, 6.5 the last 2 games, and you're telling me now it's a pick'em, a 6.5 point swing.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I think the market is overvaluing Dallas here a little bit because of Luka. Maybe I don't know what the market is seeing in this one.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would probably lean the under 219.5. I know that sounds crazy because the last 2 games went over, but Phoenix is a much better defensive team than what they've allowed. And I think last game I think, all right, so first of all, Dallas needs to stop pushing the tempo. Like, what they're doing, is they're only playing into Phoenix's hands. They're really pushing. They're playing at a higher pace than they played all season long, and they're playing out of their game actually a little bit, I think. So I expect Dallas to kind of slow the tempo down a little bit. I also do expect the crowd to play a little bit of a factor, but I still like the Suns are still a team that have been there. They've done it. They have great players. So I like to pick them, and I would lean the under. I don't love it though.
Yeah,
probably play the over under live, but I love Phoenix as a pick 'em. This is best bet material, Ben.
No, 100%, 100%. I think we're both on that there. Looking at the over under, the only thing that does worry me is that in both of these series that Phoenix has played, all but two of the games have gone over, that 219 mark.
Yeah, but Dallas is a much better defensive team than New Orleans. I mean,
New
they were all
Orleans was,
year. They haven't showed it in the series though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's why I wouldn't play it. But Dallas is capable of playing that kind of defense. They did it all year with the people they have. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't think they have the personnel to counter what Phoenix is doing. Unfortunately,
yeah.
Does that mean Phoenix is going to shoot 60% again? No. Like that's hard to imagine in Dallas too. You know what I mean? Like they were at home. They do have one of the better home courts, but I like Phoenix here to pick them. I think it's going to be a sweep, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think Dallas had their chance in game one. They had their best game, and they lost by fucking 8 points. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's just a wrap. The series a wrap.
Yep.
Any other thoughts on this?
Don't buy Sweetwater Brewing Company's 420 Imperial IPA.
All right, here we go. Let's talk about that beer. So why?
It's super dark for an IPA.
Oh yeah.
Which initial look of it is not great. It doesn't smell like hops, which you would get out of an IPA.
Right.
The taste is kind of in between what you'd imagine cardboard would taste like and the smell of a wet dog.
Well, Jesus, okay.
It's not good.
Who makes this beer?
Sweetwater Brewing Company.
Where are they out of?
Atlanta, Georgia. I find it also very funny that the brew date on this is 6/11/22.
Was that 11/6?
Either way, we aren't at 11/6/22 or 6/11/22.
That is true. What the fuck?
So that's a little off.
He said that's a little off. That's a lot of off.
Yeah. I've drinking this much of the pint, and I think that's going to be all I drink.
Ooh.
And it's a 19.2 ounce can. So
what are we giving it out of 5, Ben? What's the rating? Like a 2? This is the lowest rating of all time?
I was going to say 1.5.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
All right.
No, not all right.
You're right. That was the wrong. That was the wrong one. It should be this one. Should be this one right here. As soon as I open it up.
The losing sound.
That is one big pile of shit.
There we go.
There we go.
I was gonna say the Price is Right sound when you're wrong. Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's rewind it, recap, Ben. So what is your 1 pint of the night for those that are new to this? 1 pint being the least favorable bet, 3 pint being your most confident bet. What's your 1 pint bet of the night?
My 1 pint bet of the night is going to be Tampa Bay money line at -115.
Tampa Bay money line -115. My 1 pint bet of the night is going to be Boston Red Sox -0.5 run first 5. What's your 2 pint?
That is going to be my 2 pint bet. Boston first 5 -0.5 run.
My 2 pint is going to be over 6.5 goals for the Tampa Bay Lightning and Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay. And what's your? I have a feeling we have the same 3 pint.
Same bet. 3 pint bet. Yeah. Phoenix Suns -107. all day, every day.
Phoenix Suns at a pick 'em. Give it to me, baby. Let's go. That market is off. Get it now, because I guarantee you that that's going to close Phoenix -1, -1.5. Take that money and let's go to the window, baby. Let's get it.
4 different bets for us.
Yes, sir. Make sure to go to Devour.com or download the Devour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code Taproom for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. From Mr. Big Ball and Ben
Sweetwater
Larson.
Brewing Company is not on there.
Yes, they are not. For Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson, I am Jordan Stacks on Stacks on Stacks, Lats. We will see y'all on Sunday for the new Taproom Sports Podcast. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy the Kentucky Derby. I do not have a pick for that because I don't know shit about horse racing.
Yep.
But maybe I'll
take a Baffert horse.
Well,
He's
he's
probably gonna be roided up. So.
Bro, didn't he get like banned though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that's not even worth it.
It was a joke.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Well, apparently he still has horses in there. He just can't be there or something.
Yeah.
So you could get it. All right, y'all. We will see y'all on Sunday. Enjoy the weekend. Oh, we also have a great Canelo fight as well in Vegas, by the way.
Stanford Cal baseball tomorrow. I will be there.
Stanford Cal baseball.
Yeah.
Ben will be there. All right. We'll see y'all later. Have a great night.